Hey guys, Billy Joe Pickles here. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. This is a channel for the black sheep, the misfits, the people who don't fit in, the people with a hole inside their heart, the people who are weird but don't want to, but weird but like cool but like weird, cool but like don't fit in, like too cool to fit in. Not to say we're victims over here. No victims allowed on this channel. This is a channel for people who, the real ones, you know. If you're sensitive, get out. If you're too sensitive, stay. We're doing this Alex Earl style. Laying on the bed, eating plant-based muffins. She's gonna ask for some in a little bit. I know it. And then I'm drinking this juice, homemade juice that I made. I've been on a juice kick. Holy shit, I put too much ginger. Oh, you didn't even ask. You're just gonna... Oh! Okay. The audacity to just take what you want. Kidding, right? Now, if you want something, you can ask like a regular person. I'm happy to share, but you ask first. You don't like it? Do you want some or not? You don't like the plant-based muffins? I gotta say, I don't mind them. They're a little like chewier than our regular muffins. Oh yeah, I forgot. She loves when I buy blueberry muffins usually. This is the first day I bought plant-based ones. And cause just, you know, sometimes when I'm at the grocery store, I decide to have a conscience. Sometimes I'll just look around and be like, how come the meat is cheaper than like the fruit, you know? So alive. I'm itching to watch the new episode of Beverly Hills. I like to watch early in the morning when I'm like just waking up. You know, when it's like dark outside. I'm like, the world's not awake yet. And that's when I put on my Beverly Hills. I guess I like to wake up to like jarring fights about nothing. Jarring fights about, what are they fighting about this season? Just eating a healthy meal before I go to the gym. Hot and spicy beef jerky. Some brie cheese on some garlic and thyme crackers. I really like, I feel like I have rich people taste in food, where it's like rich people don't eat meals, they just snack on cheese all day. So like, why I'm not rich yet, I'm not sure. I definitely have the personality of a rich person. So it's very confusing. Not to say I can't come overnight, is which I'm hoping. Go eat. Did you eat your food? The personality of a rich person. What entails the personality of a rich person? You know what? I know. That sound like lifestyle. That is like the, I feel like, essence of a rich person, where you just are like, basically all you want to do is like bop around town all day. Snack, shop, and talk. I would either be someone's favorite travel partner or least favorite travel partner, because when I travel, all I want to do is like go to cities and like live like the locals. Like all I want to do is just like forget about sightseeing. I couldn't give two shits. All I want to do is eat, just snack all day, drink here and there, talk and shop, and just like walk around and like dilly dally. Like I love a good dilly dally. But my whole life, I just want to dilly dally around, you know? Dilly dally here, dilly dally there, go eat here, go have a drink here, go shopping here, a flea market over here, a farmer's market over there, and just talk about life with little snacks. Like that's my ideal life. When people talk about traveling, I feel like they're like, let's go backpacking across the Arctic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, like, no, like I get it. Like I want to travel too, but like, I want to go to cities. Like I want to go to London. People are like, oh, London, it's just like New York, but like in Europe. I'm like, sounds amazing to me. Sounds amazing to me. Like, I don't need to go backpacking in Costa Rica. Like, I want to go to Costa Rica, but like, to drink by the beach, to lay by the beach. But like, I don't even know what people are doing these days with the backpack. It's like the backpacking is not for me. It's not. Like, I want to go shop. I want to go talk. Shop, talk, and walk. Shop, talk, and walk it. Shop, talk, and walk it. I know, like, I could never, like, I even know my roommate and I would be, like, really bad travel buddies together. Like, we have very different interests. Like, she'd want to go see sights and, like, go on hikes. And, like, she does have the shopping aspect to her, but she doesn't have the talk. You know, she doesn't have the like, she'd rather go on a hike in silence, you know? And I'd rather go to a store and talk about nonsense. I am a stream of consciousness person, okay? So like, I'll wake up and start talking, you know? Like I talk to talk, like I'll just the way I'm talking on the camera right now. I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. I never like think about before, and I never think during, like, what am I saying? It's just like, comes out of my mouth. Like whatever comes out of my mouth, comes out of my mouth. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth, okay? Like I don't even know what's happening till after, during. You know that meme, Brooke posted that meme that's like, literally like every time I'm talking, my brain is like, what the fuck am I saying? That's me. That's Brooke too. So like, Taryn, she thinks before she talks. She has meaning to like, everything she's saying has meaning, like it's very important to her. So like you can't just ignore her because her feelings will be hurt, because it takes a lot for her to start talking. So she'll literally like take my words way too serious. Like I'll be like, oh, blah, 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 you know, it's like in passing in the hallway, and she'll be like, she'll stop what she's doing, looks at me and like pays attention. And I'm like, and she's like I feel like my talking sometimes like overwhelms her because she takes it so serious. And I'm like, and I'm literally looking at her and I'm like, why are you even listening to me? Like, yeah, I'm talking. And yeah, I'm like talking to you, but like, you don't have to listen. Like, why are you even listening? Like, I'm talking about nothing. I'm not even talking about things that matter. It's exactly like this video. Like, nothing that's coming out of my mouth is of importance 99% of the time. And she's like, well, I'm trying to be a good friend and like listen. And I'm like, we're only hurting yourself. Because like, what I'm saying I'm just saying like blow away stuff, you know? I'm talking to myself. talking for my own entertainment. She was like baffled by that. She's like, she doesn't understand stream of consciousness talking. She's like, why would you talk just to talk? Like, I talk only if I have something important to say. And I'm like, what? If I only talked when I had something important to say, I feel like I would never talk. And that's like her. She doesn't talk a lot. Okay, let's go through the list of the cast members of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. In no particular order. Let's start in a particular order. Dorit, number 1, my fave, my personal favorite. It's not only the fashion, it's not the like over the top looks, even though like I love the way she looks. And I love how outrageous her outfits are, but the thing that gets me about her is the confidence. It's like the group is a good mix. They like all are just like really strong women, I feel like. I mean, I don't want to be anything like them. I think that their drama is stupid as fuck. But I love the thing I like about Beverly Hills is the way that they I want to get some lip gloss. The way that they just do not give a fuck, you know? Like it seems like they give a fuck, but really, like you see them like look Erica Jane, like Erica doing Erica Jane, like she really is doing that. And she does it well. Kyle fucking out here like being a lesbian now. Not really, but she's like, yeah. She's like she was such a like crappy like stay-at-home mom, and now she's like, yeah, what's her girlfriend's name? I mean, I don't think they're really dating, but they say they're friends. I believe them. I think they are just friends. But I do think that Kyle probably gets a kick out of people thinking that they're dating because she gets more press now. And I do think her friend, like, what's her name? I forget. I do think her friend, I think her friend, like, is in love with Kyle. I think if Kyle was like, yeah, like, I'll date you, then she would. Maybe they are just secretly dating. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. They do kind of fit together. Like, it wouldn't be that weird. I feel like if Kyle divorced, I never thought that Kyle would ever divorce Mauricio, but it's 2024. Who knew that we would be here, you know? And it kind of like works. Like Kyle's kind of become more of a cool girl. I used to not like her. So it's like, what does she bring besides like judgment, you know? And now I feel like she's really like let her guard down and she's kind of let Hollywood take over her personality a little bit. And she's going hard on like the cool girl vibes and I'm into it. I love it. You know, she's starting to give less of a fuck what people think and she's like doing stuff for herself and you can tell. Like she even says this in the season. She's like, yeah, I just need to take care of myself now because her like husband let her down, Mauricio. He wasn't there for her enough. That's what I'm gathering. And so now she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like no one cares about me, so I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Sounds like me. Sounds like I'm just projecting. I'm just projecting. Maybe out of the Housewives. This is what today's episode is gonna be. We're gonna talk about a housewife, and then I'm gonna talk about how they apply to my life. Okay. So yeah, I relate to that kind of way of thinking. I feel like I started that in, well, I don't know. I can't say I really ever gave a fuck. But like I was always like a popular girl, I feel like, until high school. And what happened was like I feel like all the high school people in high school, like they all went to middle school together and I went to a private middle school. So like I didn't like I knew so I went to elementary school with like everyone I went to high school with. They went to the middle school and then they went to the high school together. So everyone like went to school together since like elementary school. Not everyone, but most. And I went to the elementary school, went to a private middle school, and then had to go back to the high school. And so it was like I didn't know, like I knew the people from my high school from when we were in elementary school, but like not. It's like 3 years apart, like made it weird. So like everyone kind of acted like they didn't know me, but they still kind of knew me. And I just like was never. I'm never like. I know it seems like it in my videos, maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't know the perception like anyone has of me, but I feel like it seems like I would be like outgoing. No, I'm painfully shy. Painfully shy. Okay? Like, I mean, as an adult, like, you don't really have a choice to be shy because you have to, like, start doing things for yourself. But, let's just say I'm not, like, comfortable, like, going up to people and, like, inserting myself in, like, conversation or just being like, hey guys, my name's Billy. What's up? Like, that just would never be me. I like need people to like come to me. Come to mama. I'm not going up to them. They're not like coming up to me. So like I just never like inserted myself in the groups I probably should have been in. And so I decided like, well, I'm just gonna be like the cool girl loner. Like I had like one best friend. And I still was like an icon for that, I think. Like, you know, it's like I always like I didn't just like in high school I wasn't someone that just was like on their own, but on their own in like a peaceful way. Like I feel like I still had a lot of like I was still like popular, but like popular for myself, like popular by myself, like kind of like how I am now. I feel like that's like kind of the vibe. When you don't have friends, like you have no choice. I think that's where I was going with this. When you don't have friends, you just like don't have a choice. You can either like wallow or you can just be like, or you can like step up and be yourself and be like, I don't have friends to judge me. It's almost like a blessing to not have friends in a way, because you build like confidence in yourself to where you're just like, well, I'm gonna wear whatever I want, I'm gonna speak however I want, I'm gonna act however I want because I don't have friends anyway. So it's like you I was kind of like a Kyle where I was like, well, I'm just gonna do my own thing because it's like no one's helping me anyway, no one likes me anyway, no one is inviting me anywhere anyway. So like, why would I even care? I'm just gonna like do what I want, you know? And like that's the vibes Kyle's really giving this season, and those are the vibes like I feel like I've always been in. So like I relate. I'm just like, yeah, you go, girl. It's good. It's like good sometimes not to have like a lot of friends. 'Cause it's like, well, here's the thing. It's like, would you rather? It's better to like not have friends if the people you're surrounded with fucking suck and like all they want to do is bring you down. Because I'm glad I was like more on my own rather than being with people that would be like, ew, like what are you wearing? Or like getting in my head in that way. Because I feel like I'm an individualist, and the reason I'm an individualist because from a young age, like I had to be. I had no choice but to be. And so like in like high school, I've already said this in other episodes, but like I don't know if there's new people here. Um I worked like every single day. And so like I was kind of like an adult, but like like I just always wanted to be an adult when I was younger. It's funny because when I was a kid, I wanted to be an adult and I was an adult, and then now that I'm an adult, I'm a kid. And I'm pretty sure that's like a Carl Jung quote. I'm totally making this up. This is not a Carl Jung quote, but like playfulness and like being a kid is actually intelligence when you're an adult. Good job, Billy, with the Carl the Carl Jung quote that doesn't exist. How genius you have to be to think that way. How genius I am for being a childlike adult. So, you know, always evolving, always growing, always new perspectives about things, always just going with the flow of life. One day I'm here, the next day I'm there. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so Kyle, let's go on to Crystal. She's gorge. She's gorge. I can never stop staring at her. I just like her because she's kind of like, she's beautiful to stare at, you know? She doesn't talk much, and like, I like that because I'm like, you're just Crystal. Just sit down and close your mouth and let us look at you. Let us look at your outfits. I I get how men feel. Just sit down, close your mouth, and let us look at you. No one cares about your opinions. No one cares. Crystal gets a little too, like, you know, just always trying to cancel someone. And I'm like, can you just relax a little bit? Like, bro. She's chilled out this season because she stopped talking, thank God. That's what we wanted. I feel like Jeff Lewis even said that. He was like, you gotta stop. And she took notes and she ran with it. So I like her. That new girl, I don't know about her, trying to cancel Sutton for the esophagus. It's like she's coming in a little too hard, a little too insecure for me. Like, she just doesn't. She needs to step up her game. You know, you always got to give people the benefit of the doubt because they're walking. It's like they're walking in heels for the first time when they come into like housewife groups. It's like they don't know their place yet. So it's like they're walking. It's like a baby on high heels. You're like, oh no, like you look. It's just you're like, how is this even gonna? And then the baby learns. The baby grows up, and the baby starts strutting in those heels, and so we'll see where she goes. We'll see if she can hang. Garcelle, I didn't think she was gonna be able to get up on those heels, and now she's fucking leading the pack. I'm like, yes, I love Garcelle. I love her outfits. I feel like she's the most normal, and yeah, I love her for that. She brings like a very grounded energy to the group. I used to not like Garcelle. I forgot why. Maybe just because she was new. You tend to either like love or hate a new person. And yeah, I love, if I had to pick someone's closet, I think it'd be Garcelle's. For sure. I love the way her body carries clothing too. Like the way she just can carry a shawl. Like there's something about Garcelle in like a morning outfit where I'm like, oh, like she's just so classy and so elegant. Like, can you imagine seeing, like it's one thing to see Garcelle on TV, but to see Garcelle in real life, the cat's trying to knock you over. That's rude. Hey! She's running. She thinks she's so funny. Yeah, to see Garcelle in real life, I think I would actually be starstruck. Like, just look at Garcelle on the TV, and she's like this like majestic being, especially when she's wearing a shawl. A shawl? Is it a shawl or a shawl? I call it a shawl. A shawl sounds crazy, but I think it's a shawl. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, Garcelle, she knows her colors too. I've seen people try to like say she's worse dressed and like try to make come for her outfits. Who was it? Like a flat fashion blogger? I don't know. Someone like kind of important though. And I was like, what is everyone talking about? Like Garcelle looks amazing all the time. She doesn't like push the limit ever, I don't think. Like I think her outfits are pretty like normal. Like Dorit's walking around off the runway and Garcelle is giving you like the everyday look. But I'm like, the way she wears things, I'm like, oh honey, like you got class, you got elegance to you. Like Garcelle got it factor to her. Like she can make nothing look like something, and that's probably why she was a famous model when she was younger. I just love her body too. I love how she's like slim thick. Like I love like the thickness of her. The thickness of her like makes her look so sexy, like in clothes. I'm like, I always feel this way about people. Like I hate some people. I get like genuinely sad for them when they're like, it's kind of like Trisha Paytas, how she's always talks about like weight and stuff, and she tries not to, and she obviously tries to love her body, but Trisha Paytas is like fat. And she says it. Like she calls herself fat. That's why I'm saying she's fat. I mean, I'd rather say she's thick, but she's fat. The thing is, Garcelle's like thick, but like not like Garcelle's thick, but like in shape. I feel like, and Trisha Paytas is not. Like she eats chicken nuggets. She eats fast food every day, but so yeah, she is fat. But the thing is, like I think it looks so good on her, so hot on her, like so sexy on her. Like I'm like, Trisha Paytas is also born with the body that's like never gonna be stick skinny. She's had like skinny times, skinny eras, but even like her bigger eras, I'm like, oh my god, Trish, like it's, I don't know. There's just like something about some people where it's like whenever they're just them being a bigger, or like if I feel like people who are like born bigger, like you're just born like thick, like people are like big boned or whatever. I just feel like it looks good. Like people look good the way they're like supposed to be. I don't know. There's something like so majestic about like an aging woman, like a woman in their 50s, like the Real Housewives women. Like I'm like the age, they're like they honestly to me like look sexier with age. Like I'm like I love the way you look. And there's just something so sexy about a 50-year-old to me. I've never been like someone that's like so scared of aging too. Like, cause I just, yeah, because I look at people and I'm like, looks good. You look great. You look hot. Like, I don't think, like, I don't know who, I think it's just like society that put this in our heads, but that's like, thinks the 21-year-old like looks great and like anyone in their 50s is disgusting or anyone in their 40s or anyone old. And it's like, I think the opposite. Like I never look at like a 21-year-old or like a 20-year-old. Like it's rare that I'm like, "Oh my god, you are like a majestic, vibrant, gorgeous human being." No. Like I'm not, that's not, people in their 20s like don't do that for me, but like older women, like women that are older than me, I'm like sometimes I'll be like jaw dropped. I'll be like, oh my god, you were like so fucking gorgeous. Like it's crazy. And my old boss used to have that about her. Like she was like, oh my god, I look nothing like I did in my 20s. Like I was so disgusting in my don't. I was so cute in my 20s, and now I'm so disgusting. She's like, I looked like you when I was in my 20s, and I'm like, yeah, like I've seen pictures of her, and she does look, it doesn't look like two different people, but it's totally two different energies. And I'm like, I think you look hot. Try to tell her, I'm like, I think you look better now. And she's like, people like don't want to hear it. They're like, it's not true. It's not true. Like they think you're just trying to make them feel better. And I'm like, no, I swear to God. Like, like, I don't know. She's so sad because I would literally tell her, I'd be like, bitch, like you are gonna be 80 years old and you're gonna be sad. Like, yeah, never do I look at like an 80-year-old and I'm like, oh my god, well, my granny, I still think my granny looks good, but I'm like, oh my god, so sexy, gorgeous, magical, mystical. Like, not really. Like, I'm kind of just like, yeah, I see like an older lady. Like, you kind of, I look at like their clothes more and the way they like their personality more, you know? But like 40-year-old women, 50-year-old women, I'm like, the beauty of it, like, I'm like, I'm, I don't know. I don't know how people don't see this. I'm not the only one that thinks this. I don't think. I just don't. I just think that people don't like say it enough. I'm like, yeah, like there's something. I don't know. I just feel like people have like one way of looking at like beauty, and I'm like, it's not the way I see it. It's not the way I see people. I don't even think people even like, well, maybe it's just like pedophile guys. I feel like that like put it in our heads that they're like, no, you have to be like in your 20s and young. Because 20-year-olds, like 21-year-olds, look like teenagers to me. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, ew, like they're so little. Like they're children still, you know? Next. Okay, Sutton. That girl crazy. In the best way. I love Sutton. Sutton, I feel so bad for Sutton. I feel like she has a hard time going through life because I feel like she's very misunderstood. I even misunderstood her like at the beginning because her face comes off so harsh and judgy, and she just looks like a judgy southern woman. And then you get to know her and you realize she's actually the complete opposite of that. She's a southern woman, but she's not judgmental at all. She's actually fucking like autistic, like the way she acts. She doesn't even try to hide it. Like she seems like a proper conservative woman that's like doesn't want any of her secrets to get out, but really she's like, I got no secrets. I'm just trying to live. Like she's just so, she's like very vulnerable, like in a very cool way. And I really like that about her. And I relate to Sutton in that way where where I feel like
this happens to me. People judge me all the time, just like based on the way I look, and like they come up with an idea about me. I don't know what the idea is, but I know the idea is not good because people just start treating me like shit the first second they meet me. It happens to me all the time. Like people make a judgment on me based on the way I look all the time, and they like fucking will treat me like absolute dirt fucking shit. And some people might say, "Oh, Billy, they're just jealous. They're just jealous." No, like I don't honestly like don't even know what it is. They must think I'm like a bad person just by looking at my face because people will treat me like straight up garbage like all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, if you only knew me, like, because I feel like I'm excuse me, like the nicest person, coolest person in the world. So like, why aren't you treating me like? No, I'm just kidding. Like, but I'm like, I'm not what you think I am. Like, I don't know what gives you the audacity to like treat me like shit. Like, uh, and then we have who am I missing out of the Beverly Hills crowd? We did Dorit, we did Kyle, we did Sutton, we did the new girl, we did Crystal, we did Garcelle, and she likes to dilly dally around in like different ways that I don't. We'll be at a flea market and she'll be talking to like, she likes to talk to weirdos. Like the people she talks to, she thinks I talk to the weirdos. That bitch talks to the weirdos. She talks to like the vegan people about like eating a plant-based diet. And I'm like, oh. Nah. And then I find the New Yorkers at the market. They're talking to me about like getting held up at gunpoint. It's just a different type of weird. We go out to First Fridays. I'm like, yeah, let's go to Gracie's, get a drink, go on the patio, smoke a cigarette, get into some trouble, talk to people about their life stories. And she's like trying to find like the indie, she likes like the indie people. She's a photographer, so she's very much like, she wants to go find the other photographers that want to talk about photography. She likes indie music people, the vegan people. You guys know the type, right? Those are my people. And I've graduated from like the people who like in the bathroom, but I like the people who used to bathroom, you know? People who like have lived a scary life. I'm like, yeah.
I sit down and feel something hard stab me in the butt. I push the blanket over to reveal a 9mm Glock. I pick it up and examine it.
Subscribe to my channel. Please. Please. I know it's a pain, but just do it. Just be, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe so that I have more. The more subscribers I get, the more motivation I get to make videos. And I already make about like 3 videos a week. So I'm pumping out content. I'm pumping out the content. So might as well subscribe. Okay. Thank you. Love you. Bye.